Hey everyone, welcome back to another live version of the Daily Coaching Show, streaming to you live right here on social media. My name is Brenda Reynolds, and this is the F Words of Life and the Daily Coaching Show, where every weekday I bring you a little bit of education, training, coaching, inspiration, motivation, so that you are living your best life. You're living your fullest, happiest, most fulfilled life and tapping into all of your potential. So today, what I wanted to talk about was I was having a conversation with a friend last night, and she was sharing some frustrations because she's got a lot on her plate. And the thing that kept coming up was, I feel so behind. I feel so behind. And it's a common feeling, right? We've got a lot going on in the world. We've got a lot going on in our own individual world. We've got a lot going on at work. Yesterday, I talked about how to leave work stress at work, which doesn't include just leaving physical things behind. It includes leaving the emotional things behind. Then you get home and you've got a million other things to do. But what I wanted to do was kind of a midweek mindset check-in and see where your mindset's at, see where your beliefs and thoughts are at. Because if you joined me in the month of April when we did a 4-week series called the F Words Reset, what we focused on was, first of all, knowing where you're at. Second, knowing where you want to go, so your goals and your vision. Third, how your mindset and your beliefs line up with that or don't line up with that. And then finally, how your habits and actions align with that. So all of those things need to be happening for you to achieve your goals in each of the F words of life. And again, there's 7 F words of life. I might spend some time next week going through those one by one, if those would be helpful, again, just to kind of refresh and do a reboot on that. But this week, like I said, what I wanted to talk about was specifically, if you know where you want to go and you're working your tails off, I know you are. I know you're working, just like my friend last night. I could hear, she's working so hard, and yet we have the type of friendship, and she's in a similar industry where we're allowed to ask permission to put our coaching hat on, right? And so we had a little bit of discussion about that of, is the comment of I'm so behind, is it just a comment, a feeling of frustration? Because if it is, you need to be able to express that, whether that's to a friend, whether that's to your coach, whether that's in your journal. I do need to do definitely some trainings on journaling as well for this community. It's something I definitely believe in. But if it's just kind of I'm venting and I just need to get it out, and it's not a consistent pattern, that's one thing, okay? That's let's just put that in a box over here. However, if the belief system is I'm so behind and it stays in your mind, so you're working on a task, you're working on a project, you're working on your taxes, you're working on whatever it is, getting ahead with the kids, all of your goals, right? You're putting in the actions, you're creating habits, you're being diligent, but in the back of your mind is a belief of I'm so behind, I can't catch up, I'm so behind, I'm never going to catch up, I'm so behind. And I'm not saying that's what my friend was saying last night necessarily, but it got me thinking, like, okay, we need to do more of these mindset check-ins. Where is your thought system going? What is your overwhelming belief, and how are you changing that? Because if you find yourself, because what happens is, let me back up just a second. What happens is you're working, but then that thought system, your operating system, is saying, I'm never going to catch up, right? I'm never going to catch up. I'm always behind. I've lost this many years, this many days. I can't get to my goals. Then you're right. You may reach your goals to a certain degree, but you're never going to flourish 100% in the way that I know that you can when your beliefs and your thoughts align with your actions. And this is where we undermine ourselves so much, and where I want to empower you to really focus on what are your thought patterns? What is that belief system? What are you saying to yourself over and over? Are there things that you're saying that are actually undermining and disempowering you to actually achieve and fulfill that highest potential? And so just some quick, coaching for you today. One, you got to identify and become aware. What's that potentially limiting belief that's undermining you? If you feel frustrated in any area, another great F word, right? Frustration. if you feel frustrated and you feel like, Brenda, I'm doing the work, I'm putting all this action into it, I'm doing it, then what I want you to do is I really want you to go back. You can go back and you can listen to, I think it was the 3rd week of the F Words Reset. I'll continue doing more mindset trainings here, daily live with you. But what I really want you to do is go, okay, what's my belief system? Is my belief system that is what I'm saying to myself? I'm never going to catch up. I'm always behind. See, I knew I couldn't do it. I'm not good enough. That's why I'm not achieving. I'm not good enough. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. Whatever it is, uncover. And if you ask your friends, if you have a close-knit group of friends, like this is one of my closest friends that I was talking with last night. And so we have permission given to each other to kind of call each other out in a gentle, loving way of, hey, is this a recurring thought pattern? This is what I hear you say a lot. So to having somebody who loves you, who's going to do this gently, not in a judgmental way, and if they don't want to talk about it, then, or if you don't want to talk about it, they let it go, right? You've got to have that type of agreement. So this isn't about you going and pointing out everybody's limiting beliefs or asking everybody to tell you how bad and wrong you are. But if you have somebody that you can ask them, what do you hear me say a lot that isn't positive, that maybe is on the more negative side of things? Do you hear any patterns? Do you hear me consistently say a phrase? And like I said, be aware of your own thoughts. Start noticing, stop. If you feel yourself frustrated, kind of call a time out and go, okay, where are my thoughts right now? What am I saying to myself? What's kind of that core committee, because I don't have one voice in my head. I have a whole committee going on, right? So they're saying all kinds of things. What is that? Once you can identify that, then you flip it. And I know this sounds easy, but it's not. And that's why, you're not necessarily reaching your fullest potential in every area of life, because you have these undermining belief systems that we need to rewrite. We need to recode the operating system up here. And it's a very scientific process. There's scientific backing on this. This isn't just a lot of hooey. So what I want you to do is just stop, identify what it is the best you can, write it down, and then write the opposite. So in other words, if we're focused on today, I'm so behind, right? I'm never going to catch up. I'm never going to get there. I've lost so many years, or I've lost so many months. We got to stop that, because you'll continue working, but the universe, the soil that you're planting these thought seeds into is hearing you're never going to catch up. So there's always going to be this struggle and this angst and this feeling of I'm almost there, but I can't get there. We got to change it. We got to change it to something like, I'm exactly where I need to be right now. I'm grateful for all my past experiences because I've learned from them. I know that each day I'm making forward progress, even if it's small. Every day I'm taking small steps forward. Do you see how that's different than I'm so behind, right? If you flip I'm so behind to I'm exactly where I am, and every day I'm making forward progress. If you make forward progress every single day, even if it's 1 inch at a time, eventually you can walk a mile. It might take a long time, right? And so how we accelerate the time is we tune up and we get our thoughts more aligned with our actions. The more in line your thoughts are with your actions, that's what the accelerator can be in terms of now it's not an inch a day, maybe it's a foot a day, right? I mean, that's a big jump. That's a huge jump. Maybe now you're moving a foot forward every day. Can we move that to a yard, which is 3 feet? And so it's this combination, this exponential growth that happens. So I hope that's helpful for you today. Say hello in the comments. Let me know if this was helpful to you. Let me know, is your thinking getting in the way? Let me know how I can serve you. Certainly follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. I post different things on Instagram in terms of inspiration. And, just let me know how I can be here. And like I said, don't be afraid to say hello in the comment box and just share, what's going on with you. Share with me individually how I can serve you. And I just enjoy being here with you live every day for the daily coaching show. And so for now, my friends, make it a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.